This is what the pins should look like once you're done, and then you can attach it to your jacket or your bag, wherever you want to put them. It has the pin at the back, so you can put it wherever you want to. So for this tutorial you will need paper, a glue gun, some pins to put at the back, and obviously things like scissors and fevicol and stuff. If you don't have a glue gun, you can use cardboard for the back of your pin, but it just won't be as pretty looking. So the first thing is you draw whatever you want on your pin on your paper. It can be any kind of paper. I've just used printer paper. It doesn't really need to be thick or anything. You can also use a printout of any image that you want. And so I've made these. You can color it in with whatever, like you can use paints or markers. But if you're worried about the color kind of running, then you can take a thick roll of tape and just tape over the drawing so that the color doesn't run. The next step is you take your roll of plastic. I'm using the kind of plastic you use to cover your books with, but you can use whatever you have around your house. Place the drawing and just cut out like as much as you need to fold it once over the drawing. Make sure that you're using something which is easy to cut, like something simple like circle shaped or like this cloud shape, because if it's a more complex design it'll be harder to cut. Take your glue and kind of just stick the paper to one end of the plastic. And then stick it, press it tightly to make sure there are no air bubbles. Now let's talk pin backings. If you have a store-bought pin, then it's probably gonna look like this, and a backing like that. You can buy these pins from any store, like a embroidery store. I mean, like stores, yeah. And you can also use tacks if you don't have those kind of pins, or safety pins. I have like a bunch of tacks lying around, so I'm just using that. Alright, let's get to the next step, which is the part with the glue gun. And if you don't have a glue gun, you can put cardboard on the back of the pins. But if you do have a glue gun, then just sort of put a lot of glue out. Once you've got a good amount of glue, just put the tack if you're using tacks. If you're using like safety pins or something, then those won't go on right now. And be careful that you don't burn your fingers, because I did burn my finger and I still have the scar from that last time I tried to make these. Just press it in, make sure the glue is flat. Oh, oops. Also, please don't flatten this out with your hand because you will get burnt. Use like literally anything that's small and flat. So the pin is now nice and thick. Now you just have to cut it out. Pap, 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 pap. So I've cut out my pins and it's starting to come together. You can cut it two sides or just like make a border around it and cut it. The next step would be to put a layer of glue on the edges so that the plastic at the top doesn't peel off. Alright, I'm waiting for my hot glue gun to heat up. This is one of my failures because the paint ran, which is really sad because this was my favorite one. These pins are everywhere, I just sat on one. Okay, time to switch camera angles. This part is really tricky. I would recommend holding it like from the pin and then just putting the glue out. Please don't burn me. And turning it. Try to get like an even amount of glue everywhere, otherwise it's gonna look very bad. And you have to do this quick because if one part dries and you're not done completely, then that's also not gonna be great. Ow! I'm gonna do the rest of the pins real quick. Alright, so we're done with the border thing, and I only got burnt thrice. Next step is to make the little things to put at the back of the pin. So just like put like a circle of glue on the pin, and that's your backing. You don't even need to put it on the pin. Actually, you can just like pop a circle out, wait for it to dry, and then use that. Whatever floats your boat. That looks dry. Easy. You can trim the border if it's uneven, just like cut it up. And that's it, you're done. You can paint the back of the pin if you want it to look kind of neater. You can attach it pretty much anywhere, like your bag, your pouch, your sister. Kidding, don't put it on your sister. Well, thanks for watching, I guess, if anybody is watching this. This was like my first video. It's kind of weird to talk to yourself for 10 minutes. But yeah, okay, bye.